Good morning to one and all. Today's class is related to these terra walls and its construction. In the previous classes, we were discussed these earth retaining structures and their components and their applications and their differences. All those things were discussed in the yesterday's class, but today's class is entirely related to different types of these terra walls and other retaining walls. What is the major difference between normal reinforced earth structures and these terra wall structures? In the reinforced earth structures, majorly we are using this steel and facing elements as major components. After that, we are having the quantity of mass as the another secondary category. But in case of these terra wall constructions, the total materials are completely different compared to these previous construction elements. But these are also having some importance whenever we are having to face some of the problems due to different structures, so that those for those mitigation of the problems we need to depend upon these kind of terra walls. First of all, we are having majorly six classifications of these terra walls. First one is the reinforced block retaining wall. After that, gravity retaining wall and inclined gravity retaining wall, cry block retaining walls, and gabion basket retaining walls, L-shaped precast concrete retaining walls. All those are simply a subcategory of and a classification of retaining wall structure. Normally, retaining walls were used in different areas wherever we are having a steep slope comparatively exclusively in hilly areas we are having some steep slope. To stabilize those kind of slope areas, we are generally depending upon these retaining walls. In the retaining walls itself, we are having a totally six classifications. Those are also mainly depend exclusively on these terra walls. First of all, one by one, we have to observe and we need to discuss with pictorial representations. In the particular pictorial representation, we are having a complete exam, that means a complete drawing and some parts are included. First of all, we have to observe these are the normal earth structures, that means earth retaining structures and reinforced concrete soil reinforcement. That means some of the structures are having reinforcement on the top of the structure, and the remaining all the structure is having earth retaining structures. The total facing elements on the top of the part were having some curbs and embankments also. Here in the second diagram we are having some embankment is constructed with the help of mortar on the top part of the structure. After that, we are having some pile foundations, piers and pier caps. After that, some beams. That means it is simply a bridge is connected with this earth retaining structure. Here also we have to observe a beam is there. Those beam is simply connected to the earth retaining structure. After that, we are having a simply an industrial park. That means two tall towers are there. Those towers are simply established in an industrial area, so that the particular things also responsible for a construction of these earth retaining structures, especially soil. First of all, we have to discuss on how these terra wall structures are construction and what are the different elements required for the construction of these terra walls. All those things we have to observe and we need to discuss for our clarification. First of all, a terra wall structure is a combined engineered backfill with steel or synthetic tensile reinforcement. That means it is a combined engineering backfill. Normally, when we are going to design a structure with some quantity of backfill, it doesn't require an engineering knowledge. Simply, whatever the area they are having, and they need to multiply with some quantity of height, simply they will get particular volume of that area. And due to those volume, that means whatever the volume they will get, according to the volume they will fill those materials whatever are available on those particular areas and nearby areas. But in case of these terra wall structures, we have to apply our engineering knowledge with these construction practices. Why? Because those are simply responsible to take huge quantities of loads, so that whenever the structure is taking load, automatically we have to go for design, and those design philosophies also we have to apply some ultimate loads and normal loads and different things, so that these terra wall structures, whenever we are constructing, we have to apply our engineering knowledge for the purpose of backfill and these construction works. Normally for the purpose of backfill work and construction work, we are having some quantity of earth material, but in case of this reinforced earth, we are having some reinforcement to strengthen the soil. Especially in this particular terra wall structures, we are using a normal steel or a synthetic steel reinforcement. Why? Because normal steel having some quantity of tensile strength, but in case of more tensile loads, they have to use some different materials or alloys like the synthetic tensile reinforcement, so that they will get some modular concrete facing system. That means modular means whatever the blocks having different shapes, so that they will prefer those shapes and they will get this reinforcement details. The ideal combination creates a durable and resilient earth retention structure. That means ideal combination. That means combination means normally we are using two different materials to get a huge quantity of strength to the structure. But here ideal combination means we are implementing two ideas into a single idea by constructing these earth retaining structures with galvanized or synthetic tensile reinforcement with the help of this ideal facings. The structures we create in several attractive and architectural finishes. That means attractive and architectural means whenever we are seeing those kind of structures, simply we are feeling some quantity of enthusiasm while we are seeing. Why? Because those structures are simply attractive to our eyes. Simply, this is the best example. This is the one of the reinforced earth and terra construction. That means simply they are maintaining a particular quantity of slope. On the slope, they are maintaining this gabion basket. In the particular gabion basket itself, they are maintaining a stones. That means stones having different sizes, so that those are also responsible for protecting the slope. Normally, in hilly areas and these coastal areas, we have to observe this kind of structures. Why? Because in the coastal areas we have to face a huge amount of erosions due to these tidal waves and winds coming to the areas, so that we have to control those erosions by simply constructing these kind of structures, so that those are responsible to erosion and taking loads onto the structure. That means whenever the wind is acting directly onto the structure, so that those wind forces will be neglected by these simplified constructions. Why? Because those are curved in nature. Due to this curved philosophy, automatically those loads will be deformed and neglected. Here also we have to observe from the bottom itself we are having a huge amount of area. On the top itself there may be less area, so that there may be some slope to the structure. Due to its slope and resilience, automatically the whatever the loads, all those loads will be neglected. But one of the main issue what we have to discuss is due to these structures there may be some disadvantage. Whenever we are having a rainy or a particular quantity of water is absorbed by structure, the total structure have to fail. But here we are using some gabions in the form of steel meshes. Due to this steel mesh arrangement, the total particles will having a bonding nature, one to one they will bond with the help of this steel gabions, so that there will be no slope failure, so that whatever the water adding onto the soil, those water will be simply leached off and the total soil will be in safe condition. That is the major advantage in this rainforest structure. We are using these gabion baskets. Next one, terra slope. What is terra slope? That means infrastructures in hilly terrains. Hilly terrains means the structure we have to made by against these slope conditions, so that automatically the structures which are constructed against slope having huge amount of loads. Why? Because normally the structure is having some quantity of load on the earth. Whenever those structures are constructed on a high altitude areas, automatically their loads will be increases because of these slope conditions and other structural loads and wind loads which are acting onto the structure. Due to those, the load quantity may be increases. To decrease those kind of effects, simply we have to go for these slope stabilizations and earth retaining structures at the bottom of the particular infrastructure. These terrains are exposed due to simply cut off constructions and the challenges of natural hazards like landslides, unstable slopes, rock fall, debris flow, and avalanches. All those are simply were discussed. First of all, the major problem they have to face is natural hazards. Natural hazards means in the form of earthquakes and tsunamis. Likely, the slight change of these phenomena also having an adverse effect on the structure. That means slight phenomena means when we are constructing the structure against the slope. If the slope is somewhat changes, automatically the total structure is in failure condition, or the structure have to face a huge amount of repairs and rehabilitation techniques. Next one is the debris flow and avalanches also. Avalanches also we have to observe whenever we are having this kind of structures. Terra Army in India offers bespoke to terra slope technique to build a steep slopes for slope engineering. That means whenever we have to construct these kind of structures, especially for the purpose of army and military. Those two are similarly same. Those are living far away from the country with the this mountain hill. In the presence of this mountain hills, they have to do their work, so that they need some small headquarters or any other small buildings against these slope conditions, so that they have to prefer this kind of terra slope structures. Why? Because the total structures are in a huge amount of failure conditions. Why? Because those are constructing on slopy areas, so that to prevent those kind of effects, simply where they are going for these terra slope structures by maintaining some quantities of slope stabilizations and these gabions and other things. And slope engineering also they are studying. Why? Because if there is no proper slope stabilization techniques, automatically the total structure have to face huge loss. Build steep and slopes for slope engineering, slope management and geohazard solutions. Slope management means they have to use some different hybrid materials and two to three different quantities of soils to protect their fields in the presence of this slope and other hazard conditions. This terra slope techniques uses both mineral and vegetative facing finishes. Why? Because mineral finishes means normally this matter whichever is present in surrounding, those mineral content they have to use. Why? Because the total structure is in the slope condition. Whenever we are having a rains or huge amount of winds or tornadoes, automatically the structure have to face this slope breaking phenomena. To control those slope breaking phenomena, they have to cover the total sloped area with this mineral content. That means mineral content means normally a rocky strata which is having high quantity of size. Those rocks they have to arrange on the top surface of the sloped area. And second alternative for those is they have to use these vegetative cover. Normally vegetative cover also helps us for non-absorbance of water and slope failures, so that they need to observe these two conditions for this slope stabilization mechanism and this prevention of failure of the structure against these slopes. Next one is the terra block. What is terra block? How we have to utilize this in the form of reinforced earth structures. A geosynthetic reinforced segmental retaining walls are composite structures. Normally geosynthetic. Synthetic means we are using polymers. And second one is reinforced segmental retaining walls. Reinforcement means automatically we are using this geosynthetic reinforcement for the purpose of construction of these earth retaining walls. Those are simply a composite structure. Both we are having earth materials and this synthetic reinforced materials. Those two are composite structures. That means simply in the composite structure itself we are using those two components for the purpose of stabilization. It consists a hard facing of a dry stacked mortar. That means dry stacked. Hard facing means those facings are simply having huge amount of strength against these compressive loads and tensile loads. Normally at the end of the structure we are having huge amount of compressive structure. At the middle of the structure we are having these tensile forces. In some context, that means in some of the cases those forces also may be reversed, so that we have to observe the block will be in stable position whenever we are applying a load on the structure, so that those blocks are attached to the horizontal layers of the geosynthetic reinforcement. That means those blocks which are constructed with these synthetic materials of dry slacked lime, so that those blocks are simply attached. Normally we have to observe that tiles are attached to our floor area for a better appearance and protection to our houses. Likely here also they are using these mortar bricks. Normally we are using mud bricks, but in case of those they are using these mortar bricks to the slope, so that those are having some compressive properties. They will protect them against different failure conditions. And horizontal layers of this geosynthetic reinforcement that extended into the reinforced soil zone to form a gravity mass. That means to form a gravity mass means automatically whatever the materials we are simply using in the structure, those will create some additional strength to the structure. Why? Because normally we are using this hybrid steel and reinforced, that means mesh walls. Those will give some quantity of tensile strength to the earth retaining structure. In addition to that we are using these blocks, those are also have give some quantity of additional loads, so that those will be very useful. This is the best example for a terra block structure. In the structure itself we are having a simply brick like materials. Those are terra blocks. Those are arranged to the surface of the structure. That means in the previous condition we are observing a large size blocks. One block to one block there may be some bonding is there in case of earth retaining structures. But here we have to observe a small structure is constructed with this terra block phenomena. Those rock those simply rocks are galvanized, and in the middle itself we are using this galvanized steel. After that end part we are using simply these blocks which are made by these concrete materials, so that they are giving some strength and extra forces, so that the total structure is in good condition and having huge amount of lifespan compared to other structures with normal reinforcement and normal slope. Next philosophy we have to observe is precast tech walls. Precast means the total materials which are used in the structure, those are simply casted in the industry before. That means simply we have to go to the site and we need to observe what is the required construction area, so that we have to give those construction area details to this industry, so that they will give different styles of these blocks. We have to choose different styles of the blocks according to those style, depending upon the material quantity and this area we have to observe. Once we have to show those diagrams, these are the pre-tech walls, that means precast wall technique. Precast tech wall, automatically those walls are responsible to bear those soil forces and some amount of extra tensile forces on the top. These walls having some quantity of effective load bearing capacity compared to other structures. First of all, tech wall, precast retaining walls and abutments are an effective solution when a standard footing is used or when site conditions rule out the use of reinforced earth structures. Whenever we are having a good quantity of abutment or in the form of footings, definitely for those structures these kind of philosophies are very much useful. Why? Because those are precasted itself. That means the total structures are precasted. Simply we have to fix those precast elements. Simply we have to fix those precast elements to the structure so that it will gives a huge amount of time saving philosophy. So that those time saving philosophy also having some good quantity of economy to the structure. Why? Because we are using less quantity of persons for fitting work, so that those are also one of the economy to the structure. The facings are available in a wide array of decorative finishes. It means facings means these are the facing structures. Simply those will have to observe. The facings are available in wide varieties and wide array decorative finishes. Normally decorative finishes means for some of the structures we are constructing for looking purpose. Some of the structures are we are constructing for strength purpose and stability purpose. Likely depending upon the utilization of the structure we have to choose these things. Why? Because all the structures are not constructing for the purpose of decoration. Why? Because in some of the highways have to bear huge amount of moving loads. So that those in those conditions definitely we have to go for other alternative compared to these precast technical walls. But the structure we have to construct for decorative purpose, definitely we need to use these precast tech walls. Such stone effects making them highly effective for urban surroundings or environmentally sensitive sites. Normally environmentally sensitive sites and urban surroundings, in those two conditions we have to use this kind of precast technical walls for the purpose of good appearance. Why? Because in the industries we have to observe those industries, simply on the outer side of the industries they are giving some much more preference for visibility and appearance. Why? Because they need some quantity of marketing by simply observing their structure. This is the uh, some X structure, that means X company. In this particular X company they are having good quantity of goods and others. For the purpose also they are giving this kind of precast technical walls for publicity purpose and architectural purpose. This precast retaining wall system is developed in an engineered product with low life cycle costs and long term performance. Low life cycle cost means they will have to face some less quantity of loads. Normally in a structure, the every structural member have to face different loads, but in case of here the members are not bearing the loads. Simply they are constructed for the purpose of appearance and structural view, so that they are having good quantity of life cycle costs and long term performance. Why? Because here there is no application of loads, so that they will give a huge amount of lifespan to the structure. And a technical walls simply helps to minimize the overall construction duration. That means overall construction duration means why? Because all those are pre-casted in the industry. Simply we are taking those units and we are assembling as a single unit. So suppose the length of the structure is too large, so that we are taking n number of members, and those n number of members are attached to as a single unit of the wall, and it reduces the site works. It means simply we have to, whenever there is a site work, we have to go for scaffolding works, and some of the technical process we have to require for assembling those conditions. All those conditions will be neglected, and we simply we have to arrange those things in a effective manner with less quantity of span or time. Here simply they are using a 2 to 3 persons with the help of these crane operators. They are simply arranging. After the arrangement is over, simply they will go for some quantity of stressing those elements. Simply the total construction will be over with less content of labor work and purely available material in the site itself. They are choosing this kind of constructions. Next one is precast T walls. These are the precast T walls. Normally these precast T walls are used in the purpose of railways moreoverly. Why? Because those are having huge amount of concrete. The concrete will having a tendency to bear huge amount of compressive loads. For the purpose also, these precast T walls are more preferable for railways. This systems is precast modular gravity type reinforced walls or retaining wall system. It is mostly suitable for the railway loading supporting structures and construction of submerged retaining structures. Normally, railway retaining structures are above ground level, but another advantage by these precast T walls are those are also utilized for the purpose of submerged retaining structures. These submerged retaining structures we have to observe in docks and harbors. Okay, this is submerged retaining means whatever the structure is totally embedded in the water itself, so that those are called as a submerged structures. In both two conditions, we have to utilize these precast T walls. First one is railways, second one is these submerged retaining structures. The specially designed units arrive at the construction site ready to be placed in, and this can be easily handled by equipment, and then it is usually available at sites such as for other purposes. Normally whatever the materials we need to arrange in the site, those materials are simply a precasted elements. That means precasted means automatically those materials are coming from the industries, so that simply we have to assemble those precasted elements, and we have to get a huge amount of time saving phenomena. Why? Because if we need to construct a RC structures, we have to go for simply scaffolding work. After that, we need to go for reinforcement arrangement. After that, we have to go for this concrete placing, curing, and in the final stage, we have to remove the total scaffolding and floor finishes. We have to give. This is the total time taking process. But here, what we are doing is simply all those materials we are getting from the industry, and those materials we are assembling in the site itself, so that it is less time taking phenomena. The standard retaining wall system decreases the stem length course by reducing the materials excavation and backfill as compared to the other wall systems. Here the standard T wall comma retaining wall system decreases. Standard T wall retaining wall system decreases in stem length. That means we are having both web and flanges. Okay, here those web we will call as a stem, and flange we will call as a length. Those two lengths we are decreasing by utilizing these T wall systems, and simply we are reducing the quantity of materials required for the purpose of this construction in the industries, and excavation and backfill as compared to other wall systems. Normally, for arranging a structure in the site, we have to go for some earthwork and arrangement purposes. But here, we don't need those kind of earthworks as in the previous structure. Simply, we have to do a small quantity of earthwork, not a large quantity. Those small quantity is sufficient for the purpose of these precast walls. This is the construction phases and utilization phases. of these precast T walls. Once we have to observe, a totally 3 to 4 persons are simply picking those T walls and arranging in the sides. After the arrangement is over, on the top of the side they have to go for another wall, that means another cover. On the cover they have to go for this kind of phenomena. Particularly these T walls are utilized for the purpose of stabilization of the slope. The total railways are simply moving on the earth materials. After the earth they are having these T walls. Those T walls are responsible for protecting those materials against wind forces and some other water forces. Okay, here we have to observe how those are protecting against wind and water. Next one is the terra anchor. Normally we are observing anchoring system. Anchoring system is normally consisting of these different wires are arranged to the structure. A terra anchor technology is an active soil reinforcement system used for permanent as well as temporary stabilization of existing slopes. Here we are observing two terms, temporary adjustment and permanent adjustment of slope stabilizations. Normally in a few cases we have to go for a temporary stabilizations. Those temporary stabilizations we have to observe particularly whenever there is a construction of a road. For the partial purpose we are utilizing some of the quantities of roads for diverting traffic. In those cases we have to go for these temporary slope stabilization areas. Okay, these are the importance. Why? Because whenever we are getting a huge length of highway, so that we have to divert whatever the traffic is simply moving in the previous cases, all those traffic have to move on another way. For the purpose of diverting, we are constructing these kind of temporary stabilizations. On those temporary stabilizations simply vehicles will move. After the completion of this total road network, the road will be diverted into normal highways. And permanent stabilization, these permanent stabilizations we have to use for these national highways and other earth retaining structures and others. Simply those are constructed by the help of high tensile steel as soil reinforcement. In some of the cases they are going for these galvanized iron bars. It is a driven and stretched soil anchoring system. That means driven means injection. Some of the quantities of steel may be injected or driving through the soil, and simply after the driving is over they are giving some stressing on two sides. They are applying some forces. So due to those stresses the total strength will be developed and a huge amount of bond will be formed between the steel elements and this mud. That means whatever the soil is there, the soil, so that there will be effective distribution of forces and stresses. Unlike other slope stabilization methods, this system doesn't require heavy equipment and cement, thus making an economical solution. So that simply we are using some quantity of driving forces into the soil. After the driving is over, we are giving some stresses, so that there will be no requirement of extra equipments for rolling purpose and stabilization purpose, so that it will be very cheap and time saving phenomena. It is an example. Whatever the soil is present in the site itself, on the soil we have to inject these steel wires. After the injection is over, simply we have to go for stressing by arranging as a external layer of this galvanized steel coatings. After the total work is over, we have to go for finishing work. Terra nails, these are also same philosophy. We have to go for terra nails also. These are the terra nails. Some of the holes we have to maintain. From those holes we need to draw down some galvanized iron bars. Those iron bars have to be stressed. In the previous case we are using a totally steel mesh, but in case we are using totally a structure of concrete blocks. In the concrete blocks itself we are having some holes. From those holes we are injecting this reinforcement, and those reinforcement will be stressed to get a good quantity of bond. Next thing is the composite earth. In the composite earth technology, we have to adopt some primary and secondary reinforcement systems for complete design of these reinforced earth structures. These are normally a walls. They aims to control the lateral deformation. That means lateral means longitudinal and lateral. Longitudinal means along y direction. Lateral means along x direction. Whatever the length is small, that is called as the lateral direction. In those particular directions, we are having some deformations due to these slopes and other shear forces. They have to face during this construction and operation, including these seismic events. Due to the seismic events also, we have to go for different deformations. Those are effective way for design of construction of these tall critical structures. These are the structure with having a huge amount of height. In those particular conditions, we are going for those type of constructions. Next one is the Terra Link. It is a technique which allows a building of earth for the retention structures connecting existing profiles stabilized by the soil nails. Previously, we have observed soil nails, a reinforced bars are simply stressed. Those are soil nails and anchors. Anchors also we have to we are observed. Before the soil nails we are observed terra anchoring. After that terra nailing. Those two things are simply combined here. It is a useful technique for the construction of benches and for road widening projects with a limited availability of slabs. That means within a small quantity of this land, we have to go for this kind of terra links to utilize proper land. That means a small quantity of land also we have to utilize for a good purpose. Okay, in this particular case we are having a small quantity of land, so that those land also we are utilizing by constructing these kind of principles. In the bottom itself we are having some terra, on the other face we are having this terra anchoring, and other face we are having terra nailing. Those two are associated with one to one. Okay, terra anchoring means the mesh is there, the mesh type structure we are calling as a terra anchoring, and this nailing means simply bottom we are having some steel bars are connected from one land to another. That means one face to another face. Those are simply terra nails. Those two are associated with one to one and giving a good quantity of strength. And terra grid, it is a high strength geogrid consisting of a unit axial group of geospace or stirrups, and this geostrap or strips consisting a discrete channels of closely packed or high density polyester. It ends are enveloped in a polyethylene sheet and are connected by a non-resisting cross directions of polyethylene coated strips to form a grid-like shape. These strips are produced by a unique extension coating process and are welded to form a definite grid orientation. And these applications include foundations, improvement of soft soil reinforcement, embankment reinforcement, void bridging, stabilizing platforms, over controlled modular columns, stone columns, and vertical drains. All those are the application areas of this terra grid. Normally terra grid means on the surface, that means top layer of the surface we have to go for this terra grid. On the terra grid we have to go for this soil. That means we need to fill on this terra grid with the help of soil. On the soil we have to go for other granaries. Those will give some better ways once we have to observe these kind of structures. These are the some of the examples for the purpose of stabilization of the top layer. Why? Because from erosions and some quantities of penetrations of water also takes place, especially in these conditions. So to reduce those kind of penetrations and slope failures, we are going for this kind of arrangement of these polyethylene layers or propylene, whatever they may be. Simply they are decreasing the erosion. Next one is the terra web. In the previous simply the total meshes, that means layer by layer, we are having. Those are arranged some of the cases in horizontal direction, and after horizontal is over, simply they are going for vertical, simply like a mat. After this, we are having this Terra web. It is a three-dimensional. Why? Because in the previous case we had observed Terra structure in two-dimensional, simply along length and along width we are constructing. But in case of this Terra web, it is a 3D structure, and we are having some length, width, and some thickness also. That means up to a 5 to 10 inches of thickness we have to, that means 2 to 5 inches of thickness we have to observe. Terra web is made by high density polyethylene HDPE, and those are simply welded or riveted at the junctions to form cellular confinements. So that to form cellular confinement systems, it offers high performance and faster installation for various applications like supporting heavy loads, protection of bare embankments, channels, banks, and subgrade stabilizations. Once we have to observe, and those will give a better idea. This is the structure. That means normally a sloped area is there. On those particular sloped areas, if there is any rainfall or any windstorms is there, automatically due to those rainfalls and windstorms, we have to face a large deformation in the body. To control those kind of deformation, simply we are using these HDPE webs of certain thickness, 2 to 5 inches of thickness is there, so that those are responsible for production of this slope, and also they are giving some quantities of greenery. Why? Because in those particular cases we are simply growing these trees, automatically those roots are associated with these webs, and those are also having some stability. That means without removal of those webs, by simply picking these roots with some quantity. And in the second case also, some of the labor, that means some of the workers are simply associated with this kind of webs, and they are growing some quantity of, that means filling the material is responsible to grow some greenery in the structure. On the other hand, we have to observe they are simply using these kind of greeneries. It is also one of the attractive and decorative way for a project. These are the different things we are using in the purpose of reinforced earth and slope stabilizations. Reinforced earth itself, we are having some of the slope stabilization with the help of this polythene and galvanized irons and some of the steels. This is totally about earth retaining structures with reinforced earth.